significant attention globally, the GWM HAVAL H7. With its tough and stylish exterior design, this vehicle leads the new urban trend. Its flexible and smooth handling can meet every subtle requirement you have for driving. The global launch of the GWM HAVAL H7 not only marks the further expansion of GWM in the international market, but also demonstrates its commitment to meeting the diverse needs of consumers worldwide. Today, we have specially prepared this live stream to deeply analyze every highlight of the GWM HAVAL H7 for you. We are honored to invite various product experts of the H7 to bring you a more detailed interpretation. Whether you're a trendy person who loves urban life or an adventurer eager to explore the natural paths, the GWM HAVAL H7 can be your ideal partner. From the neon lights of the city to the natural trails, it will accompany you to open the door to a new era of exploration. During the live stream, we will also bring you a wealth of interactive sessions and exciting content. Please keep an eye on the comments in the live streaming room and actively participate in the interaction. Let's look forward to this wonderful event about the GWM HAVAL H7 together. Next, to enable you to have a deeper understanding of the unique charm of GWM HAVAL H7 in terms of styling design, we are honored to invite Jean-François Huet, an expert in the automotive styling design of H7. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Marie.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. So, as the core of the design team of GWM HAVAL H7, Jean-François Huet will reveal to us the ingenuity of this model in exterior design, interior layout, and the shaping of the overall style. Jean-François Huet, we are looking forward to your more wonderful interpretations of the styling design of GWM HAVAL H7, and let's jointly experience the perfect balance between aesthetics and functionality of this model. So, what impression do you think the exterior design of GWM HAVAL H7 leaves on people?
Well, the exterior design of the GWM HAVAL H7 is like a masterpiece of mechanical aesthetics. You know, it's the sturdy lines and dynamic styling are cleverly integrated. We used to have a very bold body, and of course we want to incorporate some modern urban fashion elements.
Okay.
Let me show you that at the car.
Sure.
So, like I mentioned, Mary, look at this car, very bold. You have a strong muscle, you have some really precise line. The shoulder line is very high with the water cut, so it's creating a very nice window graphic with this decoration part. That's what we name styling, urban fashion. And if you see also the body side, you have a very interesting game, and I would say the light and shade having a very nice flow on the body side.
Yeah, the design, I can see that the design is very well thought through, and I love the fact that it's edgy, but it's not too edgy, like it's suitable
Exactly.
for men and women at the same time.
That's what we are targeting. We want to please boys and girls with this car. Looks protective, but both can have fun with this car in light off-road or also in the city.
Exactly. So let's move on and talk about the
Yes,
lighting, because I know that lighting is also very special here.
That's a part of this car. We are really in touch with the details, very precise. Look at the light, very iconic. It's a round light, integrated a very impactful grille with this shark nose, we used to say that in design, and a very powerful bonnet altogether. The slim bumper is also making the car looking higher, that you have more ground clearance for your off-road activities. Here I can switch on the light if you want.
Let's turn on the light and see the actual color. It's actually very beautiful. I've seen it before. Yeah, as you can see. How many LED lights are there?
76.
Wow.
Basically, it's a premium effect because BMW has also the same. So very bright on the street, feel safe, and it's
bright, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt your eyes that much. Like, it's actually beautiful to look at.
Exactly.
So it's perfect.
Yes, very precise. We give a lot of attention on detail, and you see the precision and the chrome parts are very well together.
Yeah, every little detail is well thought
That's
through.
one thing at Retro, we have to do it. It's
And
like
I know that the back lights are also corresponding
Yes,
with the front
can
lights,
have a
so
look.
let's go to the
Yes.
back and see them. So let's move on and
yes,
talk about
of course.
the back
I'll
lights.
show you this. So look at this. It's an echo of the front with the round light, but we also integrated highbrow.
Oh, it looks like an eye. I
Yes.
just realized.
It has a personality, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful integrated in this sharp lines, avant-garde feeling, repetition of the body side.
Yeah, the design is similar to the front one, but
Absolutely.
yeah, this one with a little bit edginess and the red color, obviously.
Absolutely, and the precision also of the detailing. You see how much attention we are giving at
Yes,
Retro
and
Motors.
it is very recognizable on the road. So once you're driving at
Absolutely.
nighttime,
Yes.
because of the lights, people will actually recognize that you are driving GWM HAVAL H7.
Exactly, that's what we call iconic, easy to remember. So that's the purpose of it.
Exactly, you've done it perfectly. So
Thank you very much.
why don't we talk, since we're already here, why don't we talk about the trunk, because trunk is
Yes.
also impressively big.
I show you the result. It's a huge trunk. We actually have
Oh, wow.
463 liter first, and can be extended even more if you are lying back the seats. But if you have any activities for outdoor, or you want to go skiing or whatever, you have so much space. Huh?
I feel like it's definitely enough for the whole family
That's
to
the
fit
thing.
in their stuff, camping
Absolutely.
tents, you know, even if
Very
you
practical.
pull down the seats, the back seats, you can fit in like a small boat or some other stuff. So
Absolutely.
it's really
And
usable.
it's also pretty low to have a directly, the loading
Yeah,
height is very good.
Even
yeah.
for women, it's suitable. You don't need to actually like carry stuff. It's not that
That's something
heavy. It's
good,
not that
yes.
hard.
And already mentioned the bumper. We have a high ground clearance, so it's allowing in light off-road to go a bit closer to the water if you want to pick up your small boat
Oh,
or
yes.
paddle. And this is really, this car is a friend to make your hobbies and activities enjoyable.
You have really thought about everything, and I feel like you've really been thinking about the driver and the passengers also, actually about the people who are going to be using this car, because this
course.
car is made for people to use.
Absolutely.
It's made for being convenient.
Yes.
And I love how the whole design is so well thought through that like the front part, the back part, everything works together really well. It's very balanced design and very unique at the same time.
Yes.
And there's like a few more parts I want to talk about,
Of course.
which are wheels and the radiator. We haven't mentioned it before. So, okay, let's go and check out
Yes,
some of the other
of course,
details of
with
the
pleasure.
car.
So, as you can see, we have this trapezoidal shape for the wheel arch, and we have also integration of rivet, which give a touch of off-road again. So it's making the car more rugged. Looks also for the clearance, has something strong, something bold. So
Yeah,
this is
so
something that we like.
When it's bumpy, it can.
Absolutely,
There's
it's
enough
absorbing
space to-
everything,
yeah.
and it's also protecting, you know, the car. This is also this light off-road. So in the city, it has a protection effect also.
And I know that some of the parts in the interior design, they're also corresponding with this
It's true.
design, so we can
Yes.
see that later.
In our design, we are cooperating a lot with exterior and interior together, and of course, we have to do something harmonious. This is the needed in design studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about the wheel, yeah.
Of course, yeah. So if you can see, we have a very nice 19-inch wheel. We call it Starship design. Yes, very strong for the tires. The design visually looks big, and we have this diamond cut technology. So it's a premium technology, and therefore the wheel is even looking more appealing and really precise in detail, like we already mentioned for the lamp.
And
Yeah?
when I look at the wheel, I actually get a sense of security and that it can really go through many different types of
course.
terrains.
This is the purpose of it. Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the roof part. It's also
Yes.
very comfortable for the drivers
Of
to
course,
use.
yeah, you can extend. Of course, you have already a very big trunk, but you can extend the range of loading something for the skiing, even a roof box. Yeah, this is made for it. And as you can see, we have two-tone treatment, which has this part of urban styling, so it's very fashionable. and
it's
really
very
integrated.
rigid, it's very strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't need to worry that, you know, something might happen, something will fall off the roof.
And it's really emphasizing also this unique roof line of the H7.
Oh yes, and it goes well together, like the whole design, if you look at it from the side right now, you can see it very well. You know, the body, the windows, the roof, everything is like in one balanced shape.
Exactly, one casting, we say, so these colors are referring together, and it makes the car beautiful, and it has a really strong premium feeling.
Exactly. So let's check out some more details about the frontal part of the car.
Yes, so if you look at the grille, very wide, the lights are really pushed from both corners, which making the car very wide, very impactful. And the grille, of course, is where we also give a lot of attention for details. As you can see, we have the same kind of process as the rims. So this diamond cut effect, the grille is glossy black, and then you have this silver trim on it with this squarey, rugged style.
And the shape corresponds with everything here and here. It looks very balanced together.
Everything is harmonious. And we have also this decoration grille, who's making the nose even more aggressive. The shark nose is also giving a strong, impactful grille, and it's beautiful together with the details.
And if you look at the front altogether, like everything works so well, and it gives a very powerful, very strong feeling on the road. So definitely very representative.
Of course, yeah. The bonnet is also giving this kind of protection feeling and the power behind. If you go outdoor, of course, the car is capable to bring you everywhere with your family or even with loading.
I can totally see that it looks perfect on the city roads in urban conditions, and also on the countryside and different kind of rough terrains. So and also technically it's very suitable for that. And I think it's time for us to move on to the interior part, because there's so many more things to talk about there. Let's move on.
Okay. So, welcome on board, Mary.
It feels so good to be inside. I'm impressed with everything.
It's a very nice cockpit.
It is, it is.
Like you say.
So why don't we talk about the doors first, because I feel like the doors have a very special design here.
Of course, yeah, you can see it's a very clean design, but you have this rugged feeling. This is the part of the off-road feeling that we have also on the outside, and also this urban fashion is also inside present. Yeah, you see, very clean, very stretched. The interior looks spacious. Big space also for the headroom because of the pillar inclination, and all the color and trim inside. If you look at it carefully, especially with this beautiful color, you have this dark chrome, the buttons, everything is very easy to operate. The ergonomy is perfect.
I think the first feeling that I get when I sit inside the car is that it's a very premium car, with all the different design elements and everything matched very, as you said, harmoniously, because this is exactly the feeling that I get. And I love the fact that the doors, like, it's actually pretty high, and the doors are pretty big, so I don't need to arch my back or do anything like that when I get inside the car. I mean, you guys just saw we were getting in the car, and you just sit down comfortably. Like, you don't need to twist or
the door frame is very big.
Yes,
so easy to step in, step out. Yeah.
And I love that this shoulder line, it's very high, so it gives me like more sense of security as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And here you can see some details. The rivet are actually everywhere, like on the wheel arch.
Yeah, we have the same corresponding rivet inside in the interior and in the exterior, which is just beautiful.
This is harmonious design, and the cooperation between interior and exterior is very good.
And the seats are so comfy. Why don't we say a few words about the seats, because they also have a few...
Very ergonomic. The cushioning is very good for long travel. You will never get pain in the back. And you have a heating and ventilation system.
This is the best. So for winter time, you can heat the seat, so
Absolutely.
you can warm up instantly. And
Yes.
the best part that is actually not present in many cars is the ventilation of the seating, because
This
this
is
is very
perfect.
unique.
Absolutely.
Very unique, and in the summertime, it's also something really important to have. And for me personally, as a driver, also, I understand how important it is to have a comfortable seat that
That's the
allows
thing,
you to
yeah.
drive for a long time, whether you are in the city, in the traffic, sitting all the time,
It's true,
or you're
yeah.
going on road trips.
Absolutely.
This is beautiful.
And
So
it's maintain you pretty good if you go a bit on, you know, country
yeah,
roads.
yeah.
You will have a very good maintained position inside.
This is great. And also, I know that the driver's seat has 8 different
Yes,
like
operating
operating
electric.
buttons.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can adjust it according to, like, you don't need to worry that maybe your body measurements are not going to fit perfectly. It's going to fit everyone. You will be
Absolutely.
able to find your perfect position.
And storage, Mary. This is very important. We have 35 storage possibilities everywhere in the cockpit. And this is something that when you go with your family on long travel, or even
35.
outdoor, this is something
I can
very
already
good,
see
yeah.
some of them, like here, here,
Yes.
here. In the places where you would usually see like one storage area, you get like 2 or 3. So this multiplies, and I love this, the cup handlers here, because
Yes.
they go pretty deep. So you don't need to worry about spilling, because this can happen in some of the cars. If it's not deep enough, the drinks are spilling. That happened to me
Absolutely.
before. So you can adjust the height as well.
Same for the phone. Here you have a deep space for the phone
Oh
with
yes, this is
ventilation.
amazing.
You can charge your phone here.
So you have this. This is the problem for wireless charges. They usually get overheated, and then they
Absolutely.
destroy the battery of the phone.
True.
But this one actually has ventilation inside.
Yes.
How smart is that? This is incredible.
And also very deep, that when you are on country roads or light off-road, the telephone will not jump over.
Yeah, it has
this,
extra
yeah.
protection on the sides, and the
Absolutely,
fabric
yeah.
is soft, so it keeps your phone intact.
Yes.
Yeah, all the buttons, everything here is really made for the driver. Like, you don't need to find the special buttons. They're pretty big, and they're like easy to find even without you looking at them. So you can drive and you can just easily find and press and do whatever you want to do. And
Yes.
obviously the screens, like these are just, you have
Yes.
the main screen, you have the smaller screen right in front of your eyes with all the most
Absolutely.
important information. You also have this like extra screen.
Yes, and you see from design,
This
it
is
has
amazing.
also something folding effect. Yeah, it's a bit like kind of course you have the head-up display together, but everything looks very high-tech.
It's stylish, and not only it's stylish, it's actually usable. It's
Absolutely.
convenient, so that's the most important part. And I love how you guys connected functionality with the beauty together.
Mary, form follows function. This is design.
Yes. So, okay, what else?
Yeah, we can also look at it. Yeah, it's very nice. Tack.
Oh,
Yeah, you see.
oh,
Pretty
this
big.
is great.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
like
you
for
have many space.
documents and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great for the whole family too. Whether you have like small keys, cards, I don't know, small things, snacks, you can put everything everywhere.
Yes.
And there is a special compartment for bottles here on both sides of the doors, with a stretchy line, and it's just, yeah, it's really perfect. Oh yes, let's talk about the roof. Also,
This is
love
also perfect feature. Yes.
So you
very
have
big sunroof.
the roof opens up, and you can
Yes.
see through the glass, and you can actually open the glass, which is really important.
This
And
is very enjoyable. Yeah,
Oh,
with the
wow.
sun driving on the city, also to see the buildings around.
the stars, or the sun, or the sunset.
Stargazing, yes.
It is amazing. For me, I love to have a lot of brightness inside in the interior. So for me, this is
is perfect.
amazing. Yes, it's so good. And also another part of the brightness that is really important, and also of the view, is the frontal glass.
Yeah, a lot of visibility.
It's extremely big. It's like
This
you're
is
in
very
the
good.
cinema.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Maximum safety, and also for the silence, the cabin is isolated with a lot of components. Also, the sunroof is double laminated.
Okay.
So when you're driving, it's an enjoyable silence. You can, of course, hear some music, just chill with your family. but the attitude in the cabin is very ease.
We have been taking this car on the roads and also on highways with like trucks and everything. And this is really noticeable when you're driving through such loud roads, noise, you know, especially if you're a busy person going out all the time, doing things, you know, meetings and stuff, or you're going on the countryside. Sometimes you just need to have your own quiet space, and this car can be that space. Once you close the windows, it's got a great noise cancellation,
Yes,
and this is one of the most important parts, definitely.
When you go and travel with this car, you never want stopping. You
Yeah.
know, you just want to drive and go further.
It
It's
does
so
feel
enjoying
very
it, yeah.
comfy. I just want to stay here right now. I don't want to get out.
It's very good. Yes.
Oh, and also I've noticed because the panoramic glass in the front is very big, so sometimes you might feel like it's too much sunshine and you want to protect yourself. So these frontal,
Yes.
what is the best way to call them?
Yeah, it's a sun blend.
Sun protection blends. They are pretty big too.
Yes.
So to correspond with the glass, they will give you a really nice protection, and also big mirrors in the front. So especially maybe for ladies, it's important, you know.
Yes, it's very well done from ergonomy, and also you see the execution, everything from the colors and materials. It's more than premium feeling. I would
It
say.
looks like $1 million car, honestly. It looks very amazing. Okay, yeah, let's talk about wheelbase. Let's
Of
get out
course.
of the
Yes.
car and talk
We
about the
can
wheelbase.
show the legroom on the back.
Yes.
Yeah?
Wow, the design is really great, and I think we have something else to talk about.
Yes, of course, Mary. As you noticed, the wheelbase is very long. We have 2,810 millimeters, and it's a part of the modern proportion of this car. And as you know, form follows function. Long wheelbase means big legrooms. So
Oh,
you can
yes.
see it's a very long wheelbase, which emphasizing this legroom. Yeah?
It is incredible because you can actually spend a lot of time in this car, and you can
Absolutely.
feel, not only the driver but also the passengers can feel
Yes.
very comfy, and
Yes.
like if you're traveling with kids or maybe with friends,
It's very
everybody
enjoyable.
has enough room.
Yes, yes. It's something very, you enjoy it in long travel. Everybody knows with the long leg rooms, it's meaning the travel will be nice, and you will enjoy it.
Just in general, by looking at this car, I feel like there's enough space for everything. You know, everything is, you know, comfortable for whatever you're using this car for. Like, there's a lot of space. It's pretty wide. It's pretty tall,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
big windows, and it's just really, really comfy
Stepping
to
in,
use.
out.
Exactly, it's comfy
Trunk.
to use on a
Yes.
daily basis.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think this is it about the design. Let's move back to our
Of course,
desk.
yes. Thank you.
So this was really impressive. What do you think? Thank you so much, our design expert. Thank you, Jean-François, for providing
Thank you
us
very
with an in-depth interpretation of the unique and innovative charm of the GWM HAVAL H7 in terms of design and interior. The GWM HAVAL H7 focuses on the carving of every detail in its design, as you saw by yourself, striving to perfectly combine aesthetics with practicality. From the body lines to the interior layout, everything has undergone meticulous design and repeated refinement, aiming to bring consumers a brand new driving experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. I was really delighted to present you the design of the H7, and I hope you enjoy.
Yes, and our viewers definitely enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. See you, Mary.
See you. Now let me introduce the powertrain expert for the GWM HAVAL H7. He's well versed on the subject after a decade-long career in engine validation and has profound expertise in the research and development as well as optimization of automotive powertrain systems. On the powertrain system of the GWM HAVAL H7, he led his team to carry out a large number of technological innovations and optimizations, achieving lower fuel consumption and more environmentally friendly emissions while ensuring robust power. Please welcome Powertrain expert, Mr. Dudek.
Hi, Mary.
Welcome, welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you here. So, Mr. Dudek, we know that the GWM HAVAL H7 excels in both design and performance. We'd also like to hear from Mr. Dudek about the unique aspects of the GWM HAVAL H7 powertrain. What are some of the highlights of the GWM HAVAL H7 powertrain?
Well, Mary, for this vehicle we have installed a 2.0 liter gasoline engine. It's a conventional powertrain. And maybe we go take a look at it. We
Sure.
Open the bonnet.
Let's go.
All right. There it is.
Beautiful.
So, what did we do with this engine? This is a rather powerful engine from our lineup, and in the displacement class, also overall, I would say, we have optimized it and improved on the cooling system. We have an adaptive cooling system in this engine with an electronically controlled water pump, and we have an integrated exhaust manifold, and also the thermal management system has been improved, as well as on the inside we can't see that now, but the ignition system is a high energy ignition system, so we are able to expand the operation range of the engine quite a bit compared to its predecessor. And well, that will be felt for our customers because we have more power and more reliability, but also more fuel economy.
I imagine this must be very important, especially in the scenarios of extreme driving or near to extreme driving, when you're going on different terrains and you need your vehicle to be more powerful, but at the same time also saving on the fuel, and also the cooling system. Obviously, you don't want it to overheat when faced with extreme conditions.
On this engine, we have updated the turbocharger. So in regard to acceleration and response, this engine is very responsive. The turbocharger has been updated. We have a very short routing of the air through a water-cooled intercooler directly to the intake manifold. That means if you push down on the throttle, you will get instant response. Then on the turbocharger side, we have increased the performance. We use high-strength material that can withstand higher temperatures. So when you say, okay, extreme conditions, this turbocharger can withstand higher temperatures, which leads it to be very, very reliable in all the operation conditions. So we will not struggle a lot with that one.
Reliable, safe, no overheating.
Yes, and in particularly also the cooling system. Let's say previous aspects I spoke about is about the acceleration performance. Imagine you're on the highway, you have to overtake, or you're on the on-ramp to accelerate. You will have a lot of confidence with this engine because you will just pick up speed quite quickly. And on the overheating, I spoke about the cooling system. So this cooling system is quite efficient. It has a very rapid heat up because we can control the water flow of the pump. So let's say you are in an urban environment with a lot of traffic and low driving speed and low load. Still, this vehicle, this engine can heat up quickly. It brings the engine to optimal operation condition, and we could raise the temperature, which gives us more efficiency. And we are on this high temperature even under low load driving, stop and go. And when needed, we can ramp up the coolant flow because this water pump has this variability. So in the low speed environment and urban traffic, the engine will heat up very fast, it will run very smooth, but you always have the acceleration and performance.
I imagine this also extends the lifespan of the engine massively.
Yes, because we reach operation conditions quickly, that the cold driving is a tricky thing for engines in general. So especially in urban traffic, sometimes you're traveling short distances, we reach the high temperatures very quickly. And another feature of that, due to this integrated exhaust manifold as well, we get the temperatures high very fast, and that also cuts emissions. So this engine is quite economically and also environmentally friendly.
Environmentally friendly,
Yes.
which is very important these days.
Yes.
Talking about this engine, what are some of the power parameters we need to mention?
This engine, as I mentioned, is one of our more powerful ones. So it has 170 kilowatts of total power output, and we reach 380 Newton meters of torque already around 1,600 RPM. So that's it's quite powerful, especially for a vehicle of that size and that class. You will feel convenient, like how to say, confident to drive with this vehicle. It really has the power.
That is really impressive. And I want to ask regarding the new technology that you recently introduced in HAVAL H7. Could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, on the H7 we're quite proud to introduce our 9DCT. This is a 9-gear dual-clutch transmission that was developed in-house by ourselves, and we have an international team of experts that worked on this, and we were able to generate the know-how. It's a very stable and reliable transmission. And what was the goal? We had to engineer it so that it fits in the same size of the previous transmission, which was a 7DCT, but also it has to handle the higher torque output of this more powerful engine, and we achieved these goals. So same packaging, also lightweight design. It's not heavier than previously, but handles more power.
This is great. So basically for the same size, we get more power.
Yeah, that's right. And for us, it was really good to have this transmission in our lineup now. Our customers have an additional choice, and some of the benefits of this transmission is that you have 9 gears instead of 7 gears. So on the lower range of the gears, you have a higher ratio. So you have more acceleration if you want to get from low speed to high vehicle speed. And on the higher end of the gears, you have the transmission ratio is lower actually. So you can downspeed the whole engine when you're cruising at higher speeds. It brings you to a more efficient engine operation point. So you get more power, but you also get more fuel economy in combination with this engine that has more power, but also higher efficiency. That's really a good deal. And for our customers that are interested in power, but also are a little bit considering the environment or even the pocket, because fuel has a price.
And it's growing.
Yes.
Usually.
So it's really a good deal to have this. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like this is definitely one of the central problems for many drivers, how to have a more powerful engine without overspending on the fuel. So this is one of the main issues being solved right here. And yes, what does the advantage of this technology in general mean for GWM HAVAL?
Yeah, well, for us it's important to have this. As I said, it was new developed in-house. We have come to master this technology, and for our customers we can offer this additional choice to have this transmission. And we believe this 9DCT technology will be a big trend in automotive powertrain designs for a conventional powertrain. So it's great for us to have this.
It is pretty transformative. And next I would like to ask you a little bit about the BorgWarner intelligent electronically controlled four-wheel drive system. What kind of experience can this technology bring to drivers?
Well, the BorgWarner four-wheel drive system, it really helps us because you have a real-time road condition monitoring, and it can do active intervention and has an ultra-fast response. So if you're driving the vehicle on the road, you will be confident to handle different roads, different terrains, because you know the vehicle can actually adapt to it. So there's up to 9 different driving modes. You have,
Oh yes, I was so surprised when I found out.
yeah, you have the standard mode, which probably is mostly used, but you can go into eco mode, you can go into sports mode, and for if you go off-road or on unpaved roads or mountains, there are different driving modes that also account for different conditions. Let's say it's snow on the road or it's mud if you want to go to the desert. Some of our customers live in dry countries where they enjoy going onto the desert. So you have sand, you have gravel, you have unpaved roads. I think also in some countries this is quite common. And you have these preset choices where the four-wheel drive system will adapt and you will have good control of the vehicle.
Yeah, so it makes drivers feel more safe and more confident on the variety of different terrains.
Right, yes.
Great. So yes, continuing talking about that, I think I have one more question about the engine, which is what makes this vehicle unique in the off-road series? Could you tell us a little bit about some of the main points of the off-roading on HAVAL H7?
Yeah, so on the powertrain, we have integrated an electronically controlled dog clutch, which activates or locks the rear axle differential. So if you are in the situation, you're off-road and your situation is a little bit tricky, for example, one of your wheels might be off the ground, you know, you got stuck somewhere or there's no traction. Let's say you're in the sand or on the desert and the wheel is just spinning. So if you have a normal differential, the task of the differential is to distribute the same amount of torque to both wheels, but allow them to spin in different speeds, right? This is actually a problem when one wheel has no traction, because then this wheel has zero traction. It will put zero traction to both wheels.
Yes.
One will be stuck standing and the other will be free spinning. So this dog clutch will lock those two wheels in synchronous speed. The one that will be free spinning, the other one will actually, that still has traction, will also spin, and you can get out of this situation.
Wow.
Once you are you're stuck somewhere, helps you, you activate it, and you can get unstuck.
So you don't need to worry about trying to gather a million people around to help you get out of the situation like this, like it usually happens. You can literally be on your own and deal with the situations with the vehicle together.
Right, yeah. It gives you a lot of confidence. If you are in such a situation, you will not feel too stressed. At least most situations this vehicle will handle with this kind of all-wheel drive system and the rear axle lock, differential lock.
This is great news, and I feel like it's safe to say that the engine is definitely worth checking out and is definitely worth our attention. And thank you again for revealing the importance of the golden combination of power and handling of GWM HAVAL H7 to the travel experience. We know that consumers around the world are paying more and more attention to the safety of cars. And now let's move on talking about the safety and some of the highlights and advantages of the H7 in this regard. Let's move on.
Okay.
Before we get to the safety, I would really love for us to talk a few things about acceleration, because I feel like our audience really deserves to know some of the special parts of acceleration of H7.
Yes, so I mentioned the power of the engine, 170 kilowatts, 380 Newton meters. And if you put that engine into this vehicle and you try to accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, the vehicle can do it in 8.3 seconds, which is quite a good number if you consider this class of vehicle.
For this kind of vehicle, it's incredible.
Yeah, also compared to other vehicles of that size and weight class, and that's really a good one.
So definitely something to consider. So since now we're talking about this kind of acceleration, I'm sure that you guys are even more curious about the safety. So what are some of the highlights and advantages of the H7 in this regard?
Well, the H7 has the level 2 ADAS system, so that means advanced driver assistance systems, which help our customers or the drivers to drive with more comfort and more safety in any kind of situation that you might be in. That may be that on the highway or in the urban environment, it really supports the driver with many different functions in any kind of environments, and has the ability to, like, in real time evaluate the situation of the traffic, and really puts the person at more ease when driving.
So you can feel confident in many different scenarios and also feel safe at the same time. You can relax, you can be a relaxed driver.
Yeah, it's really good. And let's say you are in an urban environment where you have a lot of like traffic, stop and go, and so forth. You have these functions like you have a collision warning for rear and front collisions. You have the ability to in the emergency braking system if you are actually driving too fast and too close to someone, and other features that will help you navigate, let's say, tighter spaces like in parking or other environments.
Yeah, it's extremely important to feel that kind of safety and insurance when you're driving in the city, because it might get congested, and it does a lot of times,
Right, yeah.
with many other cars and obstacles and smaller streets. So how do we ensure that we can safely cross the roads and go through all these obstacles without actually hitting our car or somebody or something else?
Well, in the urban environment, we have this obstacle detections. So let's say you are in the situation of parking. We have a lot of sensors that will support you. But also when you are on the highway and you're driving at higher speeds, we have an adaptive cruise control system, ACC, which normally if you want to drive on the highway and you want to drive in a relaxed fashion, you can use cruise control, which is like you set the speed and you just keep your hands on the steering wheel and have a little bit more comfort. But then when you're in the traffic situation, you're approaching a car up front, the adaptive cruise control will, as it says, it will adapt to your traffic situation. So it will maybe lower your speed in order to keep a safe distance to this other participant in the traffic. And you as the driver, if you're really on a long distance trip, you're driving for some hours, it will prevent the fatigue, because you don't have to constantly intervene, because the vehicle itself can do it.
Yes, and you don't have to constantly operate at 100% of your focus, which is very tiring to do for a long time.
You should though. You should,
you should, but yeah, you should, but you can relax a little bit. You can, yes.
It will really, it's very supportive, and you will have audible signals that will also keep your attention focused on the situation.
Yeah, of course, don't go to sleep when you're on this mode. That's definitely not advised. But yes, it is definitely very supportive for the driver. And being a driver myself and going on long road trips myself, I know how important it can be to have this kind of assistance, intelligent assistance from a car. Now let's get back to the urban conditions, and actually one of the systems that I am personally a big fan of is the camera systems, the 540-degree angle camera system. Could you tell us a few words about it?
We have 4 cameras, high-definition cameras on the vehicle on each side, and we have this transparent chassis. So you also have the full visibility of what's happening below the vehicle. As I mentioned, it is also designed to manage terrain, be off-road. Sometimes you will have obstacles, stones, or whatever kind of things that might interfere with your underbody. So in this case, you have this feature which will really help you to evaluate what is the situation like of the vehicle. But also, if you are in the congested traffic environment, you have those cameras that will assist you, and you can project their image onto the screen. In the center, you have a large screen. We have real-time imaging. You can really see what are the distances towards, let's say, the sides if you're in a parking situation, or difference towards an obstacle where you have to pass through a narrow area. Normally it will be, if you're driving at a lower speed, the camera image will be projected onto the screen directly, and you'll have these all distance indicators already where you see, okay, you're in the green, you can go, or will you scratch your car, right? So it's really, really helpful because it's a big car, and but
yes.
you still have all the visibility that you might want for reversing, for passing narrow passes. It's really helpful.
I think for me, when I tried this car, this is one of the features that I was mostly amazed about, because you can really see everything. This amount of cameras, this amount of detectors, I don't think I've seen it in any other car before. And when you're looking at the camera footage, you can literally see everything around you, not only around here, but also even the car is transparent when you're looking through the camera footage, so you can literally see everything. And also it is very accurate, the distance is very accurate, and it sort of pretty much eliminates the blind zone, because this is, like, as for many drivers, probably one of the main issues as well is the blind zone. No matter how many detectors or cameras you have, there's always this sort of blind zone right there. But with these, with this system, 540-degree angle, it feels way better. It's definitely more accurate, and also the image itself, the image on the screen, is very, very clear.
Yeah, really, you will feel very confident, and it's an SUV. It's big, it's high. When you're in the high position, you will have not as much visibility of the corners of certain corners of the car, especially in the rear driving direction. And even a smaller person can then, with the help of these cameras and this screen, really navigate this vehicle perfectly.
This is really great, because it sounds like it is made for a driver, for any kind of driver, really.
That's true.
What are some of the other intelligent systems that can ensure our safety in GWM HAVAL H7?
Well, we still have some other features that will also be helpful, like we have a traffic jam assist. Like, for example, if you're in this situation where you're in very congested traffic, it's a helpful feature where you have a more smooth riding. With the power that you get, you don't want by accident smash into the next car. So it will give you a more smooth actuation when you are in this congested situation, to ensure that you have more safety as well in that regard. And also for passengers, or there are warning sounds for if you are in the parking, if you're opening doors. Oh,
this is great.
Yeah. Where you have safety for the passengers, but also like for obstacles around it. It's like a comprehensive situation where you have a lot of warning sounds, indication lights, and camera imagery. So it's very, very helpful for the low-speed situations, as well as we spoke about the high-speed situation.
I love the door warning. For me, it sounds really appealing, because I feel like the majority of like smaller, like minor, not even accidents, but like inconveniences happen when you open doors and you can't really tell how far away you can open, or sometimes there's like a person passing by, or a bicycle or something like that, and this is definitely useful. So let's move on to another section. Obviously, we keep talking about safety, and also, can you introduce to us the latest innovations in vehicle safety for GWM HAVAL H7?
Yeah, sure. So on this vehicle, we have also implemented a new airbag technology in the deployment function of how the airbag is opened. And this was designed in mind of the international standards for vehicle and safety regulations for passenger vehicles. And it has reached really the highest standard of passenger safety, and with this vehicle we are really at the forefront of safety performance.
Wow, that sounds really impressive. So how does this airbag deployment function work specifically, and what substantive protection can it provide to occupants?
Yeah, so we integrate the sensors of the vehicle for the airbag deployment. So if you are in the situation of an accident, the airbag will deploy, and based on the sensor input that it gets, it will calculate in real time when and where to deploy the airbag in order to protect the passenger in the most fashion, so that the risk for passenger injury is the lowest.
So it will intelligently choose which of the airbags it will need to deploy, right?
Mainly the timing and which one, according to the impact situation as it happens. And another feature that we have integrated also is we have utilized coated fabric technologies for those airbags.
Coated fabric technology, that's interesting. It sounds like an interesting design. What improvements can it bring to the side curtain airbags?
Yeah, it's specifically for the side curtain airbags, and what it does is the coating keeps the gas charge inside of the airbag for a longer duration. So the protection of the passenger through that airbag is enhanced in the duration of the deployment of the airbag. So especially for the side curtain airbags, this is what helps our passengers to be safe in the situation of a crash.
This is great. You know, in the automotive industry, the safety performance of the vehicle body structure, this is also the next part I want to talk about. The vehicle structure is really important for the consumers. Let's move on to the body part, and I wanted to ask you, what unique technologies does GWM HAVAL H7 have in this regard?
Okay, understood. Well, crash safety performance of the vehicle body is really one of the big benchmark factors where you compare different vehicles, and it's really a key indicator of the vehicle, of the quality of the vehicle, is the crash safety. And if you can have all the features that you want and all the power that you want, but if you don't have the safety, it's not going to sell.
Exactly.
And the H7 is really unique amongst vehicles in its class and in its price range in particular. So there's we have a lot of goodies already when we talk about the internal features, safety features. We have the power, we have the sensors. But for this crucial part, like the safety of the vehicle body, it's quite unique. It has a lot of strength, and in its vehicle class, I think it's quite outstanding, and we'd say nearly strength like a submarine body.
Wow, like a submarine. This is really amazing. So how is this solid body structure specifically achieved?
Well, mainly by the choice of the materials. We use about the body, 74% of it is high strength steel. This gives us this rigidity and resistance to deformation, and that's pretty much top of the class. And also, more crucially, for the critical components, we're using a boron steel, which has 2,000 megapascal of strength. So this is quite impressive.
This is really impressive. And boron steel with a strength of 2,000 megapascal. What are the special features of this material for some of the viewers who might not be so familiar with the material?
Yeah, so the megapascal it's the strength of the material, how strong it is, and how strong it withstands deformation. So the boron steel is known to have exceptional impact resistance and can withstand really various high intensity impact scenarios. That may be a frontal crash, or you have a side crash, or even if you have the rollover at high speed. This vehicle body will give us high integrity, and is basically like a shield around the passenger cabin to keep our passengers safe.
This is really, really great news. And I've also heard that GWM HAVAL H7 is fully equipped with over 20 cutting-edge active safety features. Could you briefly introduce some of them to us?
Yeah, sure. So of course we have the features like ABS, ESP, and TCS. We have a brake override system and automatic door unlock case in case of collision. And most of these features, they will oftentimes work in conjunction with each other. For example, if you have a slippery road situation due to rain, ESP and TCS will work together so that the vehicle is kept on track with traction and you're not starting to spin or slip off the road.
It happened to me once before. I know how scary it feels.
It is.
Even if you don't crash, it still feels really scary. So yeah, that sounds really practical. And what role do these systems play in emergency situations? If we could get into more detail about that.
Well, in an emergency situation, like for example, the brake override feature is like if the driver hasn't applied enough brake pressure, the system or the sensors of the vehicle will detect based on the traffic situation and override and apply a higher brake force in order to avoid collision, because the vehicle can detect based on the current situation where this situation is heading. So the brake override feature really is another feature that really helps to avoid accidents and potential harm to the driver or passengers.
So any more details about how, in the event of a collision, HAVAL H7 got any special design to protect occupants?
If the collision has happened, then the vehicle will have this automatic door unlock function. As you may know, normally you step inside of the vehicle, you start driving, the doors may automatically lock.
Yes.
And if you are in a collision and they don't unlock, this will give trouble to the rescue crews. So if you have a collision, the doors will automatically, it's detected, the doors will unlock, and if the passengers are in some way incapacitated to evacuate from the site, the rescue crews can easily access them and get them out of the dangerous situation.
That is really impressive. I'm really impressed today after hearing all of this information, and honestly, the intelligent safety configuration of the GWM HAVAL H7 are really well thought through. Both novice and experienced drivers can feel a strong sense of security. And thank you again, Mr. Dudek, for your detailed answers. I'm sure that our audience is also very impressed.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
So, we have talked about a lot of different issues today, and I feel like we've covered most of them. And now it's unfortunately time for us to say goodbye. I wanted to thank everyone for being with us today in our live streaming room. All of our global viewers, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us and on this journey of the exploration of the GWM HAVAL H7 together. It's your enthusiastic participation that has made this live stream full of vitality and splendor. Looking back on this live stream, we have not only comprehensively showcased the outstanding elegance of the GWM HAVAL H7, but also deeply felt the infinite charm contained in this vehicle model. As an outstanding representative of GWM, the GWM HAVAL H7 is not just a car, it is also an outstanding achievement of our in-depth understanding and meticulous creation based on the needs of our target users. We're well aware that every user has their own unique travel needs and lifestyle. Therefore, from the very beginning of the design of the GWM HAVAL H7, these factors have been fully taken into consideration. We strive to meet users' daily commuting needs while enabling them to enjoy more fun and freedom during weekend self-driving trips. Through the GWM HAVAL H7, we hope that every user can set off with peace of mind, explore with confidence, and enjoy the boundless joy of driving regardless of the distance. Thank you again to all of our global live streaming room. It is your support and encouragement that keep us moving forward and constantly pursuing excellence. In the future, we will continue to uphold the concept of customer-centered and bring more high-quality and considerate automotive products and services to more users. Let's work hard in hand to create a beautiful future. Thank you so much.
GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more.